Recording in progress.
Watercooler. Ba, 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 do. Watercooler. Watercooler. Ba, 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 do. Hey, welcome to Watercooler. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with us, and enjoying those mouth licks. A little extra overdrive on those for you, Dawson. You know how the show goes. All right, Chris Locks want to kick it with my cool digital buds of yesteryear. And yeah, I'm actually really shocked to find out that Gary got fired. Even that's how he ended his career there. But you know, that's what the internet told me. Anyway, let me introduce everybody. With me today, all the way in Austin, Texas, it's Mr. Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Matt. And then all the way in Long Beach, California, like myself, it's Kalen Bean.
What's going on?
Hi, Kalen.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, buddy. And then all the way in North Hollywood, California, it's Mr. Mike Dawson.
Yes, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Tis. And then in Orange County, California, you heard me mention his name earlier, but let me introduce him, Mr. Gary Smith.
What's up?
Hi, Gary. Do you want to clear the air at all? Or are we just going to...
I mean, the internet can think what they want. I would say there are 3 people on this podcast who left of their own accord.
I'm definitely one of them, right?
All right, well, we'll just...
I don't think that's news, though. Like, go listen to the We Ride at Dawn episode or the one after it. Like,
Join the meetups, Patreon, baby.
Yeah.
You get all the tea over there.
None of this is a secret. I think the fact that I use that particular word has set the internet a fucking flutter, which I don't quite get, but whatever.
You set the internet ablaze.
What do they say? What are they saying? What is the internet saying? What is it saying?
I believe it was Gary got fired because he took the fridge
took
out
Kalen's
of the
fridge.
Corolla studio.
Yeah.
His own fridge. He took his own fridge out of the Corolla
To be
studio.
clear, I didn't say that's why I was fired. I laid out a timeline of events that included me taking the fridge and then subsequently being fired in short order.
Right.
Which is all factual.
You do the math. You just couldn't convince a jury, though.
Oh, I think I could probably convince the jury.
Gary, you've been doing
That
a
you were
great
fired for the
job
fridge.
producing shows for us for the last decade, but we noticed the electricity bill has gone down slightly, and there's a weird space in the back room. I think there might have been a fridge there one day. You, sir, are fired.
That's actually how it happened, dude.
Yeah,
Did you have
that was a clip.
documentary film
That actually
crew
was
there?
a clip.
Yeah.
I was the one who did it, and I didn't even work there at the time.
Wow.
That
I would
was
say
weird.
everything was accurate except for the positive reinforcement at the top.
When Matt puts it like that, it actually... I understand it now, and it makes more sense. So yeah, hearing Matt reenact what he did makes it make sense.
Years after moving.
Look, you still have the
Yeah,
power.
Matt, who was not there remotely at the time of this occurrence.
Oh well. Anyway, we got a lot of show. Gary, let's see. So you ordered a video game from Matt Stop. And it's still, still in the mail.
Well, I guess more to the point, I announced to our good friend Matt. Matt announced to me that he'd finished a video game, and I said, "That's funny you should say that. I'm going to go buy that game today. I wanted to buy it last night, and I went on the Sony PlayStation Online store, and for the digital version of the game that you can just download, on demand." They wanted $70, but when you search in Google,
$70 for that game?
$70. But when you
Jesus.
search in Google, every place you can buy video games, Target, Best Buy, whatever, they all pop up right there on Google Shopping for $50. And I just could not.
That's what they do. They decrease the price of the console that doesn't have the game slot in it, and then increase the price of
Correct.
the digital download game. I should have got the one with the game
And
slot.
buckle. Well, you can still buy the disc drive, Kalen, and they're available on Sony's official website right now for $100. I would do that if I were you, because buckle up. They're going to charge $99 for GTA 6. I guarantee.
I know.
And eventually that will come down, but as soon as GTA 6 does that, all of these mid-level games that are not nearly justified of that will all follow suit. So it's going to
Is
be
$99 a lot to pay for a video game?
Yeah.
video games tend to
A
top
lot.
out
Seems
about
like all the
$70.
joy that you get out of it. Okay.
A typical
but-
video game over the years, a good one, a top end video game will cost $60.
50
That was
60.
kind of the run. Yeah.
Yeah, it started at 50, then it went to 60, but The answer to your question, Dawson, is no. A game of the quality of GTA 6, $100 is not too much. And that's why they're going to do it, because it will be a good enough game that they can get away with this. And the number of hours, if you amortize it out over the number of hours you're going to play that game, you're talking, pennies an hour. So it's almost a better deal. Almost not a better deal than our Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler.
So Gary tells me I can get this game for $50. Do you think it's worth it? And I just finished the game like a night before, and I said, "How about you give me 25 for it?" And I just mail it to you because I don't give a shit about replaying the games. So
Good
Matt
deal.
Sop had it for $25, but here's the catch: it's going to be shipped via this great country's postal service, just USPS.
Economy ground shipping.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hold on a
exactly.
second.
Just
Matt.
basic.
Hold on
How
a
many
second.
stamps
Let's
did it
step
take,
back.
Matt?
Let's step
Yeah.
back a second here, Matt, and let's ask the real question here, which is Matt does reply, "How about I send you mine for 25?" What would you have gotten if you had done with your original plan and sold it back to GameStop?
I was going to get, I think, 22 is
4
what it
cents?
said on the website.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're still making money off your good friend, which I don't. That doesn't.
Well,
offend
no,
me
I
that
think
much.
no, not true. Because the cost of shipping was going to be more than that $3 difference. So
And
in
then
fact,
And then what happened?
well, my best friend is also a mensch, and he Venmoed me $30.
Yes, that's exactly right, to cover the cost of shipping. Because I figured someone would drop it in USPS priority. But no, Matt apparently handed it to a dude on a bike and said, "Hey, next time you swing through Cali," because this was 7 days ago and this fucking game is still nowhere in sight. My 3-day weekend was all planned. Matt texted me that afternoon, "Hey, buddy, I shipped it off. It'll be there by Friday." I'm like, fuck yeah, I got a 3-day weekend coming up. I'll get in some web slinging. Hell no. Here we are 7 days later, and this thing is fucking lost in the USPS abyss. You go to the tracking number, and it just says, "Arriving late, but still coming, we
You
hope."
click the tracking number, it's rainbow
Gary-
wheel.
Gary's very, very upset about this because there's an added wrinkle to this entire problem, which is he made the mistake of telling his small child that he would be getting the Spider-Man game any day now. And
No,
Gary,
not any day now. I told him specifically on Thursday night, it is coming tomorrow because my friend told me it will be there by Friday. On Thursday,
Matthew,
on
you made
Thursday-
him lie to his child.
No, I didn't lie. I just gave him incorrect
Wow.
information.
I heard
But
Gary
here's the
got down
thing.
on one
Well,
knee.
Daddy was
looked
wrong.
at-
You're
Gary
you're
looked-
different in his eyes now. Gary Jr. looks
Yeah.
at you like my father gave me bad information, bad intel.
He got down on
that's-
one knee and said,
It's crushing.
"I'll never let you down." You know that, right? Spider-Man's coming tomorrow. Uncle Matt said it's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually a wrinkle in here because the reason that I told him that was because that little gem was trying to steal my PS5. He came in on Thursday afternoon and made the case to me that he never sees me play my PS5, so I should give the PS5 to him. And I needed to fend that
makes sense.
notion
Smart
off.
kid.
And
Wow.
This kid's
no,
going
sir.
places.
This was good.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I do play the PS5. In fact, I have a game coming tomorrow that I think you're going to like. And he said, "What game?" And I said, "Spider-Man." And his eyes got huge. And the first thing he asked me that next morning was, "When does the Spider-Man game come?" And every morning since.
It's the only thing on his mind. It's the
Gary-
only thing on his mind. Gary has to wake up every day knowing that he's crushing the soul of Gary Jr. every
Correct.
single day. That video game. 7 days now. That kid has spent 7 days in tortured Spider-Man-less hell. And it's all Matthew's fault.
Yeah.
it's all my
All
fault.
Matthew's fault. I put a healthy dose of it on the USPS. But look at this bullshit.
Well, listen, no. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, I was going to say, I just want to make sure that I share the right window here. Look at this bullshit. Moving
Yeah.
through network, in transit to next facility, arriving late.
Oh.
That's an update from 24 hours ago, and it has said that every day since the 18th.
This is not
I am
it
going
is
to put
just
the
not-
over-under at 3 months from now.
It is in purgatory. I am in PS5 game purgatory, and I've
Yeah.
got a tiny 5-year-old who is just hammering me left, right, and center every single day.
Gary,
That's
I
a
think
huge maybe. That's a maybe you won't get it, Gary. Maybe you won't get it.
Does that have my address or something, Matt?
Gary, I think you've learned a very valuable lesson here, and that is, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and with fucking cheap shipping comes tremendous pain and torture.
Dang. I'm sorry, man.
What are you going to do to repent?
It's all right. I'll get over it. It's
You'll get over
It's kind
it.
of sad that my friend is, hates me so much for this wonderful service that I provided him
I
with.
never
But
use
it's
the
okay.
accurate word of hate.
I appreciate the
Not feel
apology,
repentant
Chris.
at all.
Matt's hurt. He's hurting right now, but every time he hurts a little bit, he just goes to his PlayStation and currently plays one of the greatest games that's ever come out for the first time. So I think that wipes his memory clean of what he's done.
Yeah, with this healthy $9 profit in his pocket, sure that'll help ease the pain.
What are
Buy
you getting
yourself
with
a
that
cocktail or
$9,
something.
Matt? What'd you spend it on?
Just
Spend
half
it all
of
in
a
one
craft
place.
cocktail, I would imagine.
Let's just say it helped pay for today's Chez Fondulay. Let's just put it that
Wow.
way.
That's awesome.
Oh, great.
That's
Are we
awesome.
getting
Well,
Jersey
hold on a
Mike Shea
second.
Fondue
I
today?
find that hard to believe because today's Chez Fondulay has to have been from fucking mid 2024. So
Yeah.
the $9
Based
that I
off
sent
of-
you last Thursday.
I said it helped. It helped
Okay.
pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
drink Matt had was called Gary Jr.'s Tears.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of us using old technology, I mean, Matt's using ground shipping when we have plenty of other ways to get things around, and Dawson right before the mic seat up goes, I just figured out how to connect my iPod to my speakers. And my assistant is
That's not what I said, Chris. Is that you? That's what you think I said?
I'm pretty sure that's what
That was the spirit, I
That's
think.
what I got. That's what I
No,
got
that
out
wasn't
of
the
it.
spirit at all. I said I found one of those old stereo adapters where you can place your iPod into it and plug it into your stereo.
Oh, so
And
you're-
I just plugged it in right before we started. That's what I told you, Chris.
yeah, that's what
I'm
I
not
said.
sure.
Pretty that's
I'm
exactly
not
what I
sure
said.
what about that makes you believe that I just for the first time figured out how to plug in an iPod.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he said.
Wow.
No, Dawson said, I just figured out how to plug in my iPod to my speakers, and now my gramophone can play any song I want.
Yes. It's exactly what happened.
What radio station do you have to tune it to?
Remember those fucking dog
Oh,
shit
yeah.
things that never worked? It was like find the most staticky radio station that you
Oh my
can, and then
God.
adjust it on the digital display that doesn't work.
The range,
God, that was
the range
terrible
of
technology.
the range it would go is just enough to hit your car antenna. That's as far
Yeah,
as it would go.
seriously.
and
If you
would
put
cut
it in
off.
if you put it in the cup holder, it didn't work. But if you put it up by the gear shift, perched just
That was
so,
awesome.
maybe it would work.
I saw somebody with that the other day in his car, and I was like, "All right, this is a throwback."
Why'd-
So, huh?
Why were you with Corolla?
I know you would think that's what it was. But anyway, yeah, I or the cassette tapes that with the 1/8 inch out.
Yeah,
those
that.
are solid. Those are pretty.
Those actually
solid.
worked. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got a pretty good signal out of those. So I still back those over the. But those, yeah, finding the crappy radio station, and then just tuning to that dog poop. So I'm glad we're past that at least. But now, no, we don't even have CD players in our cars, in our PlayStations. You know, I remember.
Jalen, I do suggest you invest in the disk drive. It's like $90. It's worth it.
Yeah, I have heard of, game companies going like, oh, hey, this game is unavailable at this time or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I kind of want to own the copies of my own games. But with us talking about the high prices of video games and it costing everything, I would just like to throw it out there. Helldivers, it's only $40. So
Boom.
that one will get you a deal.
I remember like
You guys
much does it
remember
cost
these
to ship
analog
it?
rigs,
Yeah, how
right?
much for Matt to mail it to me and have
Oh,
it
God.
get here sometime around fucking St. Patty's Day?
oh Dawson. Is
Chris,
showing
you
a
remember
dog.
these, right?
Dude?
Yeah, it's called a dock.
it has
I
the-
should have said that.
It has the old iPod connector, not even the Lightning, but the
The
pre
30 pin.
Lightning.
Right.
Yeah,
It's called the 30
And
pin.
then
30 pin.
that guy just sits in there.
Can you still load music on that thing?
It's
I
tough.
believe so.
Haven't had the need to. It's
gonna be
already
tough.
Yeah, I'm too afraid that something's going to happen to it if I plug it back
I would
into a
be too.
computer. So, mm-mm.
yeah. Just let it be. Let the thing.
Yeah, you probably
play
shouldn't
out.
use it.
Yeah, you should just retire it. Put it up in the rafters.
No, you can use it, but I agree that if you plug that thing into a modern Mac, there's a decent chance it bricks it.
Yeah.
There's up until like even this year or just last year, Dawson would have his demo CD out just in case like guests or agents came by or something, and he would share. And the first thing he would ask them was, "Do you have a CD player?"
Right.
and then then test the waters before giving them. Yeah, because I mean, you have to ask that now. I don't even know how bands what they would do for demos these days. You just go
QR code.
here's my QR code. Take a picture of this, and now you have to make an action.
There's QR code and there's thumb drive, business
Thumb
card QO, and then thumb drive. And basically, it's a website on a card. It's
Yeah,
a
the
link.
website on the card I think is the move, because even when you get to thumb drive, if you hand me a USB-A drive, I'm not. That's going in the trash because I need an
Oh.
adapter for that, and that's just And USB-C is harder to come by. I think the
Yeah.
QR code or the business card is the way
Just
to go.
airdrop it. Let's airdrop
You guys
everything on my
comfortable
plane.
just tapping on a QR code or taking a picture, just using the link? You're not afraid of some renegade virus?
Well, now I am. I
Well,
didn't
you
think
know
about
who the
that.
band is. All you got to do is go to their next show and say, "You will never work in this town again.
Oh, I
You
guess
hook
so.
me up with a virus," so they wouldn't do that.
I'm just
I
thinking
think-
it was a much more innocent time when you could just put a CD into a CD player. You didn't have to worry about it corrupting
No, you
whatever
did.
you're putting it
Well,
into.
like,
You
if you were
absolutely
at if you were at
Really?
like a show, like a band, and there was a guy like wandering around, like, oh hey, if you like this band, you're gonna like my band. Check it out, and they handed you a USB C. Like, yeah, I would. They'd never.
There's
plug
no
that
way.
in.
Yeah.
CDs did that too. Like because a lot of people listen to their CDs on the CD-ROM in their PC or their their computer, and like if you got a CD from like a guy in like Times Square, it was like known that you put that thing in your computer and they are hacked into your system. And
Well, they also they
pull
put
all
it in
kinds
your
of
hand,
pranks.
and then they tell you owe them $10.
oh yeah, see it's a double thing.
Yeah, it's a double whammy.
scam, double whammy, Kaylin,
Double
great
scammy.
show. It's a double freaking scammy. All right, look, we got a lot of shows. Said I have a journal entry. We have a This Is How You Remind Me. We have comments. We got a lot to get to. So why don't I do a quick journal entry just because I got it open right here. Once again, this is Bussin' Makes Me Feel Good, and here's the little intro.
Bussin' makes me feel good.
All right, and for those who have not listened to the previous two episodes, I have recovered my journal for my road trip around the country with 15 other men, or boys actually. We're 19, 20.
It doesn't make it any better.
Yeah. We bought a school bus, took it around the country, and adventures were had, kind of. Okay, so day 3, Oklahoma City. We get to OKC. So we were just in New Mexico. Now we're in Oklahoma City.
Where, by the way, was the ultimate goal of this trip, or is it just a loop?
Just a loop.
Just a loop.
Just a loop.
Right.
Yeah, and we spoiler alert, we did not finish the loop. We made it all the way to Spokane. We went from here down to like the southern tip of Miami up to Rhode Island, all the way across to Spokane, Washington, and that's pretty much where it ended.
And then what? You guys have to fly home from there?
Yeah. Yes, we did. All
Still
right.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, still awesome. Let's see here. So June 27th, 2006, Oklahoma City. I wake up to more driving. I had an okay sleep this
Hope you weren't the driver.
there are going to be stories of that. But I wake up to more driving. I had an okay sleep this time. I don't know if that was a pun. I doubt it was. We're figuring where to get lunch, and we see next to a Celebration station, which is very, very similar to a Boomers. I said a Boomers-esque place. Boomers is like one of those miniature golf. I don't know, fun
Low rate
centers.
amusement parks.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
there-
whoa. Low rate. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Next to
It is.
next to a Celebration station, we see a Bennigan's. I was so stoked.
What is Bennigan's?
So Bennigan's is basically like the TGI Fridays. It actually inspired the
Yeah.
restaurant Shenanigans from the movie.
Isn't
Waiting.
Bennigan's like an
Okay.
Irish Chili's?
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
or an office space, I think. Yeah, like one of those restaurants. Yeah, so
With flair.
with flair, yeah. So Bennigan's, I was stoked because this restaurant inspired waiting. So we go inside and it's completely empty. We get seated.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, we get seated, and Jamie, our server, does a flawless job. She was a sweetheart, really. Yeah, I remember Jamie.
Oh, yeah, okay. Jamie was a girl. I
remember
thought
Jamie.
Jamie was a dude right away.
Jamie
did
could
too.
be a guy.
Yeah.
I know.
The look on Jamie's face when she approached the table for 16 fucking dudes who've been, starving themselves in a bus for 3 days.
Yeah.
She's like, these guys are not even going to tip me. This is going to be the worst table of the day.
How dare you? For a little background, I would say about over half of the men on this trip worked in the service industry.
Hold on a second. And
overtipped.
Here's an important
time.
question. Was Jamie a bombie?
I did not write if Jamie was a bombie or not.
That means no.
But
That would have gone in the journal.
That would definitely
Jamie
would've
might
gone in the
been a
journal.
bombie. Let's see. Let's see. Bennigan's was incredible, so I love Bennigan's, and hopefully
They
we'll
must have
find
had vegan options.
hopefully we'll find another one to eat as we proceed to our next destination, Memphis, Tennessee. So we're really just driving through.
That's all you did in OKC.
Ate a Bennigan's,
You went to
baby.
Bennigan's?
Freaking Bennigan's, baby.
Wow, that's pretty awesome,
I have
dude. No
highlights.
skate parks in OKC.
Didn't write any skate parks or high schools down or anything like that, but I do have my highlights. Let me see if I have any more background from OKC here. Another, because I have 2 journals and one I did a recap.
We went to the federal building. It looked okay.
OKC, Oklahoma City. Bennigan's was tight.
Sweet.
The next mission in life is to find a Shenanigans, but I've lived it because Shenanigans is in the movie Waiting. And the highlights from OKC: Vince's face when he found out Bennigan's has never-ending fries. Oh, yeah, Vince can put it down.
That's like some fries.
Yeah.
What is the other popular Shenanigans reference in pop culture?
I don't know what.
Super Troopers.
Oh, it's Super Troopers. Yes, it's all the same stuff. I have a quote from Jamie. Quote, "You guys are from California. What the heck are you doing in Oklahoma?" So I quoted.
That's a really good point.
That's actually, I'm pretty
She's
sure
got
that's-
a point.
That's how she greeted us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said they're super nice people in Oklahoma City.
We're going to be
Salt
here
of the
for a
earth.
really long time. We're
Cele-
so excited to be here finally.
Celebration Station was cool, and Jay Craig's stuff charging at Bennigan's. Yeah, I remember he wanted to charge all of his stuff, so he had to find like an outlet, or he asked somewhere, so he had to like charge, because back then, we didn't have like portable chargers or anything. You just had to, whatever you could charge your stuff, go ahead.
Yeah,
So
one of those iPod docks, right?
one of those iPod docks.
There you go.
Yeah, hook it up to your speakers, and they
There
get
you
mad
go.
when I say it wrong.
That's right.
Pretty much what I said. But anyway, so there we go. And then I'm seeing here on this journal too, just another note as we head into Memphis, was I wrote down every single accident we got into on the trip. We got an accident at Uncle Greg's cabin.
Day 3.
No. This is just like I have like little headers too, so I'll just read this
Okay.
header. Uncle Greg's cabin in Gainesville. We get into an accident.
Who's Uncle Greg?
Oh, you'll find out. A UPS truck in Philly hit us, sideswiped us.
Mm.
And
Philly.
When
And
you're
they-
doing
Oh, no,
35 down the highway, is it really them sideswiping
Sorry.
you, or
the UPS truck in Philly just hit us. The big rig in Cleveland, that's what sideswiped us. So there you go. So some
Teases.
fun things to look forward to as I put weird headers on the top of the journals. But yeah, we'll be in Gainesville soon enough. You can hear all about Uncle Greg. Anyway, that was Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good. I'm doing it.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
It's too good.
it
Too
slaps?
freaking good. Yeah. And on the Patreon episode, if you're signed up for Patreon, you can see me hold up my certificate of bravery that I got in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it is real.
and never filled out.
Yeah.
Still awarded
It's his name is not on it for people who
to me. Still
who
awarded
did
to
not
me.
hear the Patreon.
Still given to me. Is everybody's name on the Oscar when they're handed it? No.
Yes.
I think so.
By the end of the night, yes.
By the end of the night, but when they're handed it, no. And I just decided
You
to
got
keep
it
that one.
20 years ago, Chris.
So, me, Denzel, what's the difference?
You're both the king around here.
All right, you guys. Look, we do have comments, which I want to get to, but I have a "This Is How You Remind Me" clip that Matt sent, and I want to get to it. Once again, our
I
whole
think we can
archive.
do both.
No, Joss.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
our whole archive is available now. It wasn't always available, so it's pretty cool that people can go back and listen to us flap our gums from, I don't know what years. What year did we start this show? 2016.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay, it's almost been dude. We might be hitting the 10-year mark. Anyway, so we like people to go back and listen. They have been listening. They have been archiving. They have been like in the Facebook group or Patreon. They're talking about some of their favorite moments, and they send clips for us to re-listen to. So we have a clip here. I'm gonna play the intro, and then Matt shall set it up.
This is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of the podcast we had. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
By the way, it looks like Watercooler episode 1 posted in November of 2015. So we are indeed
Ooh.
coming up on a decade. Unbelievable. So this clip was suggested to us from Jacob Morales. And it is from an episode called Cereal, Cologne, and Karchup. Now, a little earlier this episode, you heard...
So we were very mature back then too.
Very mature. This is actually a very unique submission because it is not so much a clip from our show as it is a song that was submitted to us back in 2019 from the very talented Casey Peters.
Oh,
Before we get to the clip, I feel that in Nick Davis's stead, I have to point out that something can't be very unique.
Okay, cool. Noted.
He used
does that
to
mean?
die on that hill every single time.
there's like little tidbits. Yeah, Nick. Every time you said very unique, he would point it out. So I
Yeah.
think about that every time I hear very unique, and then also when I hear infamous, I think of Matt because Matt. I remember him telling somebody that you should only use infamous when it's somebody's remembered for something bad. When people
Oh,
just
like
kinda
that
use
infamous elephant?
but people use it all willy nilly now. Whenever they just talk about something well known. Anyway, there's random tidbits. Same thing like yeah.
Oh, boy. All
I'm
right.
glad we got
well,
all that covered.
Yeah, I'm so glad. All
Yeah.
All
right,
feel
here's a
better.
song. Here's a song
What's it
from,
about?
from Casey Peters. Well, it's about you, Dawson.
All right, sweet.
Okay, here we go. From what year?
I believe I looked up that this aired in 2019.
Okay. From 2019. Here we go.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Yes, Mike Dawson. We love him.
Dawson, he's on helpless cats.
So what?
Peas on helpless cats, I hear.
Thinking
Oh,
it would end all their spats.
Mm-hmm. So far, correct.
And Adam's crew is shocked to the core. But Dawson gives no shits anymore because the pee in their eyes apparently gets cats behaving.
Yes.
Dawson stocks up his supply by drinking up booze so his cat will mind. He has a bottle of whiz. If they scratch or hiss, he will spray and blind. And now Matt's cat has gotten the HIV, but Dawson's cat sleeps by his side. His cat sleeps by his side. His cat sleeps by
Soaking in
his
pee.
side. His cat sleeps by his side.
My God.
That's Casey Peters.
Great job, Casey.
Casey, just so you know, Peters.
Did
That
I
was
catch
great.
Did I catch a stray shot at Matt's cat having the HIV in
I
there?
think so.
Yeah, yeah. Matt's cat's got the HIV, but mine was by my side, soaking in pee.
Anyway, that was
So good. That was
I
excellent, Casey.
absolutely did not remember that. So thank
didn't
you
either.
again, Casey Peters, and thank you,
Wow.
Jacob, for reminding us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Speaking of things we need to be
Jesus.
reminded
Yeah,
about.
I know. I'll
That
get
was
to, I'll get
pretty
to that in a
funny.
moment.
Okay.
But yeah, great job, Casey. And look, I mean, we could use
Wow.
more songs for you. I mean, you're pretty much about 10% of this podcast at this point. So
fantastic.
we appreciate you, buddy.
And let's open the invitation. Anyone else who wants to
Yeah,
write
oh, yeah.
original tunes for us? There's so many like AI tools now where where you can like put in lyrics that you write, and they'll like send you a produced song.
No, I need this to
I
be
don't
a
like
human.
this.
I'm just saying you could do that.
We could, but I want this to be a human. Maybe we have a song contest. You know, we've been judges before at music contests.
That's true.
We've done it was very successful. I can't see why a season 2 or a spinoff isn't in the works.
There's
So-
tape somewhere.
Yeah, if anybody wants to jump in, maybe we do a talent show. Let's just do a talent show. If anybody can videotape their talent, we'll watch it, we'll rate it. Somebody will go be the next big star of Watercooler. So, I don't know, something.
If history has taught us anything, we have to screen those.
Water cooler's
talking
next
about?
big star. That's the show. The water cooler's next big star, right? I mean,
That's good.
Yeah. Well,
I
Water
got-
cooler's
here's-
next big claw.
No, here's your name. Who's
I don't
water
think that would
cooler?
be ours.
Or who's
Wow.
water coolest? You know,
Yeah.
it's talent show.
we'll workshop it. We'll workshop
Eh,
it.
they're not all home runs.
I,
We've
I
talked
hope
about this.
I hope somebody's talent is coming up with the names of shows because that'd
Okay.
be pretty nice.
I'd pay that guy a lot of money.
All right,
But not to USPS.
no, that'd take forever. We'd still be waiting. Poor Gary. Oh, 3-day weekend down the drain. Just three days of looking at his sad son.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, as Kalen pointed out, I was too busy playing Last of Us to really notice.
Son of a bitch.
So you're one of the few people who have who've watched the show and then played the game, right?
No, in fact, I watched like 2 episodes of the show, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. One day I will have a PS5 and I will play that game.
Oh, interesting. No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that there could be spoilers in video games. So, but now I know. now I know.
I will say that very conversation about Last of Us 2 that you guys had, I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember. And when I get to that game, I think it's going to be spoiled for me too, because I remember what you said, but I just have no idea why it was a spoiler.
It's not. I don't think
It is. No, it is. It is the biggest spoiler.
Caleb, is
It
it a
is
spoiler?
absolutely the biggest spoiler.
You're the thing that I
I'll let you
alluded
know.
to earlier, that Matt is playing one of the greatest games ever made, is because the story is so important in this game. It's one of those games where you don't skip the cutscenes. You watch
No,
every
you're
cinematic
playing
cutscene.
a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about this before. Sometime around like the mid 2010s, these A-level like studio games turned into playable movies, and that's what Last of Us is. It was one of the first ones that was like that.
So yes, it was absolutely a spoiler.
Let's do some comments.
It's time for listener
All right, and these are comments because we can do both comments and this is how you remind me in the same episode. I just found out. These are comments delivered to us by you, the listeners, and there are a few ways to get us comments. One is to subscribe to our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/watercooler. It costs you about the price of what? Ground shipping a video game. That takes
And these
money?
episodes will be delivered on time.
They sure will. Yeah, these are digital downloads. This is the real gold here. And you get an extra episode a week. You get ad-free episodes, opportunities for movie nights and movie night clubs and meetups, all the good stuff. There's a ton of stuff we do. And then also you go to Facebook, facebook.com/group/Bobo Army Worldwide LLC. That one's free to join. And incredible community, my favorite place on the net. Love everybody there. All right, so let's start off just because I have it open. Patreon here from our episode last week, Kaylin's fridge fiasco. Let's see. Weston Reed says, not sure what the hell that was, but hell yeah.
Huh. That's good.
Well, that makes 6 of us.
I like that. Makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Maybe we should screen these.
Stuart J. Moore says that his submission for This Is How You Remind Me is movie night number 19, which I believe.
It's got to be Hush.
Well,
No, I don't think so.
I believe, because if we're going to talk about things we've forgotten, like we forgot Casey Peters' songs, it's been so long since we've listened to it. Our memories are actually a lot worse than we thought, because in 2022, just I don't know, a mere 2.3 years ago, we did a movie night, and the movie that we watched was the 1998 hit classic film starring Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, Rush Hour,
Oh, yeah.
which I have announced is our next movie night. And we did not find out that it was our movie night till a week later.
Oh, I
None
just
of us
I just read
remembered.
it today. I just read, and I was like, "Holy shit, we did do that."
All of us were like, "Great, this sounds awesome." You guys are patting me on the back. You're dancing along. You're celebrating. You're probably telling your wives, "This is amazing." Like this is incredible stuff.
And we
So-
also had a great laugh because Dawson said he'd never seen it before, and then we realized that we had done the movie night. He obviously had seen it, but then it turns out he wasn't there for that episode. So in fact, he has not seen the first movie.
Dawson
Yeah.
would remember. If
Yeah,
he'd seen it,
exactly.
Because
Well, yeah, because to
And
for
now I
people
got to
who might
pull
be-
fucking double duty because apparently I'm not going to get Rush Hour 2 unless I watch Rush Hour. So thanks.
You're
Dawson,
welcome,
you
because
get to
honestly,
watch
those
Rush
are a
Hour.
treat. I've watched both of them since our last recording. But yeah, for anyone who's a new listener, the reason Dawson hasn't seen it and wasn't there is because we used to watch the movies together and comment on them live.
That's right.
Changed
There we
up
go.
the,
That's
the
right.
format
So
a little
it's-
bit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I watched Rush Hour last night. In preparation for our upcoming movie club, and it still holds up. Oh, does it still hold up? I might even have. I'm just gonna read my notes. No, I'll read my notes during movie club. I'll still do it on Rush Hour 1. It'll be fine. It's still good. It's still good. Yeah, Doss, you should watch it. I honestly think you'll have a good time.
Just to be clear, because now I'm confused. We are in fact doing Rush Hour 2 now, though,
We
right?
are
Is that
changing-
okay?
Yes, we are going to change Movie Club to Rush Hour 2. Also on Netflix. I mean, 1 through 3 are on Netflix. So I will warn.
Oh, I know what Kalen's picking next month.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I will warn you. Not as strong a movie as 1, but you know,
It's pretty good.
I remember it being pretty solid.
No, it's pretty. I watched both of them in the past week. 2, yeah, you didn't. Sequels are never going to capture the magic of the first one, but it's pretty solid by
Yeah,
sequel standards.
it's good. I remember watching in theaters, and we were howling. So, I mean, Doss.
I mean, but do they say the name of the movie in Rush Hour 2? Does
Dude,
Jackie
Doss,
Chan
not
go,
even
oh
that.
my God, it's Rush Hour?
Dawson, they say the
Dude.
You would
name.
have to say.
Dawson, they say
Does
the
he do
name
that?
of the next movie.
Oh,
In Rush Hour 2. So I'll just give you that much. They preview the name of the next movie somewhere in it. All right. Well, anyway, let's Gary's one. It's in the bloopers.
They do?
The final blooper. All right.
Oh yeah.
So let's, and that's just based off of memory. I still have to watch Rush Hour 2. I get to watch Rush Hour 2. All right. Let's see some more comments here. Drifty Mike. Drifty Mike. I don't even know what to think of
Drifty?
this.
Drifty Mike and the boys.
Drifty, I don't know what to think of you, man. I think you
I like
can
it.
go either way.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure yet if I really want to hang with you yet, Drifty Mike. But you know, I'm gonna need more info. So drop it in the comments, a little bio about you and why they may call you that.
Yeah, I might hang out with you, Drifty Mike,
Yeah.
but we're definitely meeting at a neutral place.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
here's the
Yeah.
thing: if you're
Starbucks
Tokyo
parking lot.
Drifty Mike, then I'm in.
Yeah.
But if
Oh.
you're just like I'm a drifter,
Ooh.
I don't know about
Interesting.
that.
Interesting.
Tokyo.
We're gonna
Drifty
need some
Mike.
clarification, Drifty Mike.
Have you guys ever been drifting?
No.
It's a trip. I've only done it as a passenger, obviously, but yeah,
That sounds worse.
it is because you're not like at least when you're driving, you can
No, we used to.
brace and expect the turns, but when you're not expecting, you're
Yeah.
just getting thrown around like a rag doll.
We had a
know.
go-kart slick track around the down close to my house, and so
Yeah,
I've
I
done
was
an
gonna say.
oval, and a go-kart slick track is a drifting track.
Yeah, I've drifted in go-karts and golf carts. I've never drifted in a real vehicle.
I don't know. I was gonna say I sat passenger seat in Gary's car a couple times, peeling out of that studio. Kind of felt like we were drifting. I don't know.
I was in full control. Don't worry about it.
There was a time when I was following Gary back to your guys' place in the hills, and Gary, all those like, is terrifying. Like it's straight up GTA style, like the way he drives. It like on those hills, he was just taking these turns, and I was trying to keep up. And I remember I eventually just pulled off to the side because this car was still like on my tail, and I remember he just like stops next to me and he rolls down his window, and I roll down mine. He just goes, "Don't stop doing that." Like, stop trying. Like, you're not gonna be able to do it. Like, he basically just told me to quit while I'm ahead. Like, it was super humiliating. Just trying to keep up with Gary driving on those hills because I don't think he touches the brake once when he drives. And And
It's different now, but at the time I had a very sporty car, and
it's freaking. You're just taking some real sharp turns, and they were tight. Yeah, your car was just like it was like a cheat code the way you drove. All right. Anyway, let's see here. So anyway, Drifty Mike, let's read your comment, and maybe this will help us.
Still with Drifty Mike. All right.
Yeah, this will give us some context on Drifty.
All right.
He writes, if I remember correctly, you and Doss had a smoke together at a bar that allowed smoking inside, if that helps. Yes, I remember
New
I
York
was
City,
talking
then.
about how I haven't
Okay.
taken a drag, but I have. Like, yeah, I remember Dawson.
Okay.
We all, me, you, a few other
Lynch.
people. Lynch. You had to do it. We were in the right environment, and it just, it was really freaking cool. I'll never forget that night. My first New York bar, and man, did it surpass expectations in all ways.
I think the reason why they let us smoke too, I think it was illegal to smoke in bars in New York, but what
It
they
was.
did is they said we're closed. You
They
can light
closed-
up.
They closed the bar down. It was in a basement. We stayed there till the sun came up, and it was incredible stuff. Our
Great
card,
night.
when you're with good people, you make a lot of cool friends, and it worked out for all of us. Our card says, I just finished listening to Matt's epic 3-part story about dibs from Patreon. This has me wondering, will there be any dibs style stories from Chris's bus journal, or just a bunch of fishing? I don't know, our card. You'll have to listen, but I mean, Jamie sounded pretty cute.
Yeah, I
Jamie
think there's a
sounded
love
pretty cute.
interest percolating here.
All right, and then let's go over to our Facebook group here before we move on. Let me just zoom out because I'm really zoomed into this Facebook group. Okay, and it's
Don't worry, we'll wait.
they're all just talking about Gary being fired, and I'm trying to scroll down to the next one. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Michael Porter says, if you were the richest person on earth, what is something that you still wouldn't buy? I'll give you some time
My
to think about
refrigerator
this.
back.
Dang. Yeah, ground shipping, refrigerators. While you guys think about this, I will say we're talking about the 5-finger fountain and how Kalen is going to reveal his 5-finger fountain, maybe. Even thinking about it?
I've been thinking about it and then forgot about it, and then thinking about it and then I forgot.
Well, something that we were discussing
I can
was...
tell you the essence of what it was, but
It's okay. We'll wait a little bit. One of the ideas was, and for those who don't know, it's a thing where if your finger could dispense, each finger could dispense one liquid in on your hand. So you have 5 liquids to choose from, and that's all you could have for the rest of your life. What would they be? Matt's was miso soup, and I forgot the rest because it doesn't freaking matter. It's just so dumb.
I can give you one of mine.
Well,
I'll give you one of mine.
okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Water in my gun finger. I have a squirt gun all the time.
So there's
That's
pressure.
good.
There's definitely some pressure to that water.
yeah.
I like it. Water's gonna have to be one of mine as well.
Well,
Maybe-
wait. In this scenario, is like water not available any other way?
That's
You
right.
can't have any
You
other.
can, you can't drink it if you don't have it.
wait.
You'll never
yes,
have
it's
water
totally.
again.
It's the only 5 liquids you
not-
can have
that's-
for the rest.
That,
Oh, hey.
Kalen's just like, oh
Kalen, you
man,
can't-
Wait,
No.
I gotta cut out
wait.
Baja
I didn't know
Blast.
it was the only 5 you could have for the rest of your life. I thought it was just if you could have any 5, this is what they would be. But I
No,
guess I was
Matt-
wrong. I
Yeah.
misunderstood
Matt
the
did
assignment.
add a
so I'm glad I
caveat.
did.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are the only ones
Yeah.
you can have for the
Okay.
rest of your life.
So Kalen, are you
Okay.
gonna have to sacrifice your?
We're just
I'm
trying
gonna-
to raise the
I'm-
stakes. You know what I mean?
I might have to sacrifice one that I had.
Yeah.
That
In and
had
out, in and out secret sauce.
Yeah.
Actually, Frank's Red Hot, but yeah, close.
It does kind of suck to take away water, but I would still take water in the finger, even if water was available.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Then I always have it, and I got
Could
a
it-
squirt gun.
Could it be any temperature? Or do you have to?
It's just gonna be room temp, bro. And if the room's hot, the water be hot.
Yeah.
The only problem with making it your gun finger, though, is that if you ever try to drink from the tap, people are going to think that you're trying to seduce them. You know, you're just going to be sitting there like, ooh, with your finger in your mouth, and people are going to get the wrong idea, you know?
And that's when I shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna look weird having a finger any of your fingers in your mouth. So
Well, that's
Yeah,
why you get the
there
thumb.
are some
You get the thumb.
inherent problems with having liquid coming out of your fingers.
yeah. All right. Well, anyway, if you're the richest person on earth, what is something that you still would not buy?
So I was thinking about this, and I've been watching a lot of Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and that's a particular season of Below Deck that they do once a year where they're on a sailboat instead of like on a massive luxury cruiser. And so I will say with complete confidence, it does not matter how rich I am, I would never, ever, ever buy a sailboat ever, because when you see those things fucking pitching back and forth with the wind, first of all, everything is falling out of that goddamn boat. But more to the point, I will be so seasick. I will never, ever be able to enjoy it. It would just be like taking a pile of money and then throwing up all over it. I may as well have done that. To
I
that
mean,
end, a
that's-
helicopter too. I will not purchase one.
I mean,
That's
that's a
funny.
reasonable argument, except for the richest person in the world just famously bought a giant sailboat. It was like
Oh,
his
really?
big new purchase.
So it's
Yeah.
topical. There you
Jeff
go.
Bezos. There
Bring
you
some
go.
topical humor to the show.
I actually was also going to go with a yacht.
Well,
because,
humor
again, below
is
deck, you
used
can, if you're the,
loosely,
you can
of
just
course.
rent. You can just rent any boat that you want to, and the upkeep on those is such a fucking hassle. And I guess you could like rent it out and stuff like below deck style. But like, yeah, why don't you just?
But
sign
wasn't
up
the
for one of the other
question?
ones?
I understood the question more along the lines of what won't you pay for? You know,
what
not
would that be?
what would you buy? Like
you're wrong. But I wanna hear
plastic
your answer.
grocery bags or something. Maybe somebody will never pay for one of those, no matter how much money they have on principle.
I
know.
think mine would be an iPod dock.
I'm right there with you because I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
That's changing my answer. Priority shipping.
There you go.
You
Yeah, nice.
creep.
Love it.
That was humorous.
Hey, finally.
Well done. Well done.
All right. Well, anyway, Marty Ward writes, I've been re-listening to Days of Thunder, and sweet Jesus, it's a fabulous listen.
Can we stop talking about that fucking podcast?
No,
Wow.
Fuck, man.
Absolutely
I'm not the one
fucking
writing
not.
these.
50% of that podcast is on this podcast. I think we'll talk about it at
He
our
says,
leisure.
I just listened to the bus stop episode before this new water cooler came out, and I'm getting back to it. Oh, see, he's still listening to us. When this
That's
comes
still
out.
one of the most surreal things to ever happen in that show. People have mused that was a plant, and that was not a plant.
There
We
are
came
pictures
upon a
of us.
homeless person named Sammy, and
Yeah.
wait.
I busked outside of a bus stop in Century City. It was very weird, surreal stuff.
That'll be your next segment. Buskin makes you feel good.
KC, get on it. And I want a whole new track. Don't think you just add that K in there somehow. All right. Well, anyway, those are our comments. Thanks everybody for writing in. We appreciate it. Oh wait, well, we don't do outros on the show. Okay.
Well, that was an intro.
I know. I stopped myself and like I could still play it off as an outro, but Gary still called me out. So no,
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. We shall move along. So why don't we go around the horn, get our plugs in, and then we'll start a Patreon recording. And I will start over there in Orange County, Mr. Gary Smith.
I'd like to plug the Daves of Thunder podcast.
Oh, I knew you were
available
gonna do
anywhere
that.
you get podcasts, and you can find clips on YouTube. I still to this day, if I get into a place where I just desperately need a laugh, that'll get me going real quick. The JetBlue letters, the Dan Penny saga, the Pirates letters. I mean, there's just the whole catalog is worth listening to. But if you have heard us incessantly talk about it on this podcast and don't know what it is and want us to shut up like Dawson, just go check out one of the clip shows on YouTube. And if that's not making you laugh, then I don't know what you're doing here. So yeah, check that out.
I have a Feeny story for you off air, Gary. Remind me.
Oh, nice.
All right, Doss, what about you?
I want to plug Daves of Thunder. It's a fucking
call.
sweet podcast, and you should listen to it. And then on January 29th, I'm going to be hanging out with Dan Dunn and Glenn Howerton, hosting a live podcast of what we're drinking. It's in Venice, January 29th, 8 p.m. Get tickets at townhousevenice.com. And I'll see you there. It should be really fun.
I personally love all those people, except I don't think I've met Glenn. I have met his wife, and I remember she came in for a Dr. Drew podcast, like right when we started the podcast. And it was his wife.
Yeah.
Gary remembers.
Mhm.
And I was sitting in the booth with Gary, and I was commenting on how attractive I thought she was
Correct.
to Gary, and my mic was on.
Yeah, he called him Matt.
Yeah, so instead
Were
of
headphones on?
it's me while Drew and her are talking, I'm just discussing how pretty I think she is. And
Yeah,
Can we get
pretty
that?
was
This is how you
definitely the
remind
word
me?
you were using.
Yeah.
yeah, I was horrified. Like just thinking about it now is making me sweat. All right, Matt, what can we plug for you?
You know how 26-year-old boys are prone to talk about how pretty and lovely girls look.
Yeah, I was like, maybe one day I shall court her. Go ahead, Matt.
I'll just say patreon.com/watercooler. Please sign up and support us. We really would appreciate it. We've been doing the show for a decade. Jesus Christ. That's amazing.
That is 69 minus 59 years. All right, Ken, what about you?
Just fooling about. Got a new episode up as you're listening to this right now. So go check it out. Subscribe on YouTube.
Who is it?
This week is Veronica Cartwright, who was in the original Alien movie.
Hell yeah.
She's been in a ton of like classic movies. She was in The Birds, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Right Stuff. She's been in a lot of classic films.
Nice. Just fooling about. And then as for me, I'm playing at Marina Wine February 7th and 8th. If you want to come by either of those nights, I think it's Friday and Saturday. And then also, if you're coming to NAMM, the National Association of Music Merchants in Anaheim this weekend, find me at the Yamaha booth. I'm also going to be speaking on a panel about podcasting, believe it or not, on Friday.
Wow.
Friday at 11 a.m. So there's a podcast.
Is it how to do mouth licks?
You know, there may be that might be one of my pro tips.
Should open with that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
As you're being introduced coming on stage.
I'm only gonna talk about Netflix. It's
Yeah.
a music convention, so yeah, I'm only gonna really
Perfect.
appeal to the musicians. So if you want to know all the secrets of podcasting, come on over and I'll reveal them all. And and just come say hi. Oh, and if you're not following Yamaha's social media like Instagram or Facebook at Yamaha Music USA. You should follow them because you'll see a familiar face. You're going to start seeing a familiar face a lot more often on that channel.
Your plug is to follow a multinational corporation on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, because I'm going to be on it. Like, yeah. So.
Yeah, I know, but they can just follow you. You're regramming. It's good.
Oh,
I saw it.
Yeah,
It was fun.
I saw it. It looked good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it was
fun.
good.
It's fun.
Well edited videos. I like the way that the little captions moved as you moved the product. It was nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you guys. So now people are already talking about.
Hey, Chris, big fan.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I mean, people have already found it. A lot of comments on saying woof or about fishing, which is really wonderful. So thanks everybody.
Can't wait for the HR call that he's going to get.
I love it. I freaking love it. But I mean, I have more videos like that in the hopper. So stay tuned, and I appreciate the support. All right, well, get started with Patreon. Thanks again for everybody for listening. We appreciate you. We love you, and goodbye.
Ruff.